with Coach Princess.
You're welcome to another interesting time with your amazing children's coach, Princess Enyinna-Okoro from Kids Igbo Academy. In a fun, interesting, and engaging manner. Today, we're here for another exciting time, and we're going to learn Igbo using a fun story as we usually do. We're not just learning the fun story, we're learning vocabulary words, we're learning those keywords, we're looking at sentences, and we're learning life lessons. Hooray! That will actually help us and guide us as we journey through life. Before we get into the story, the keywords and all of that, have you done those things we like? Have you liked? Have you shared? Have you subscribed? I want you to do that right away. You know, when you do it, you're actually helping the algorithm to suggest our videos to more people. And also you get to have more speaking partners in your cousins, your friends, your neighbors that you actually shared the videos with. So do that right now, okay? Do it now, do it now, do it now. Okay, I think you have done it. I'm happy that you have done it. Now, let's get into our keywords. The first keyword we're seeing today is nwa nwoke. Say with me, nwa nwoke. Nwa nwoke is the word for son. I'm going to talk about daughter, even though daughter is not part of what we're learning today, but I want to just chip it in and add to your learning experience. Now, while we have that the son is nwa nwoke, a daughter is called nwa nwanyi. Say with me, nwa nwanyi. So if I want to say he is my son, I can say obu nwa nwoke. Say with me, obu nwa nwoke. If I want to say she's my daughter, I can say obu nwa nwanyi. Again, obu nwa nwanyi. Good job. Number two, the keyword number two is umu nwoke. Say with me, umu nwoke. And umu nwoke is the word that means men. Men. Umu nwoke. So I want to say the men gathered at my house. Umu nwoke gbakọrọ n'ụlọ m. Say with me. Umu nwoke gbakọrọ n'ụlọ m. The men gathered at my house. The third keyword we're learning today is umu nwanyi. Again, umu nwanyi. Umu nwanyi is the Igbo word for women. I want to say the women are coming. I will say umu nwanyi na-abịa. Say with me, umu nwanyi na-abịa. Good. Did you get it? The fourth keyword we're learning would be umu agbọghọ. Umu agbọghọ. Agbọghọ. And umu agbọghọ is the Igbo word that means young ladies, maybe those that are in their late teen years or early adult years. They are called umu agbọghọ, right? Young ladies. I want to say umu agbọghọ nọ n'ụlọ ụka. Umu agbọghọ nọ n'ụlọ ụka. The young girls or the young ladies are in church. That's what I just said. Okay? Now, the final keyword we're learning today is Umu-okorobịa. Say with me, Umu-okorobịa. Umu-okorobịa bụ ndị nwoke, young men. Young men, maybe they're in their late teen years, maybe 18, 19, and maybe early 20s, they're young adults. We call them umu-okorobịa. My sentence would be, gaa kpọọ umu-okorobịa ndị ahụ. Go and call those young men. I'll say it again. Gaa kpọọ umu-okorobịa ndị ahụ. Go and call those young men. Yay! I hope you said it with me. I hope so. I'm trusting that you did it. Now, let's get into the story proper. Today, I did it a little bit differently. I'm not going to expect you to read in Igbo. I will just read in Igbo and then you will see the subtitle in English. But that does not mean you should not try to practice saying what I'm saying in Asusu Igbo, because that's the essence. I want you to actually get adjusted to saying those Igbo words so that your tongue gets familiar. Not that you want to say beer, you're saying beer. I want you to be able to say the words the way they are supposed to be said. Okay? Alright, kaibido. Ọtụtụ afọ gara aga, ọ dị otu nwoke, aha ya bụ Maazị Onukwube. Maazị Onukwube na nwa ya nwoke gara ịzụta ịnyịnya ibu ọhụrụ. Mgbe ha zụtachara ịnyịnya ibu ahụ, Maazị Onukwube kusara nwa ya nwoke ka ọ nọrọ ọdụ n'elu ịnyịnya ibu ahụ, ka nyanwa bụ Maazị Onukwube jiri ụkwụ ya na-aga. Ụfọdụ ụmụ nwoke hụrụ ha ma gwa nwatakịrị ahụ na o nweghị nkwanye ugwu maka na o kwere ka nna ya na-eje ije mgbe nyanwa bụ nwatakịrị na-agba ịnyịnya ibu. Ha gwara Maazị Onukwube na ọ ga-emebikwa nwa ya nwoke o. Ngwa ngwa Maazị Onukwube kuturu nwa ya nwoke n'elu ịnyịnya ibu ahụ. O wee rigoro n'elu ịnyịnya ibu dịka nwa ya nwoke na-ejekwa ije n'akụkụ ya. Ụfọdụ ụmụ nwanyị hụkwara ha wee tie mkpu arụ. Hey! Kedu ka agadi nwoke a ga-esi nọrọ n'elu ịnyịnya ibu ma hapụ obere nwa ya nwoke ka o jiri ụkwụ na-aga? Hey! Ha gwara Maazị Onukwube na ọ bụ ajọ mmadụ, n'ihi na olee otu ọ ga-esi anọkwasa n'ịnyịnya ibu ma kwee ka nwa ya nwoke jiri ụkwụ nkịtị na-eje ije n'okpuru anwụ nke a na-acha waa. Maazị Onukwube wee kuru nwa ya nwoke kusa ya n'elu ịnyịnya ibu. Ha abụọ wee nọkwasa n'ịnyịnya ibu ahụ na-aga. Ka ha na-aga, ha hụrụ ụfọdụ agadi nwoke na agadi nwaanyị nọ n'ezi. Ndị ahụ gwara ha na ọ dịghị mma na ha abụọ na-agba ịnyịnya ibu ahụ ebe ọ bụ na ọ ka dị ntakịrị. Ha jụrụ Maazị Onukwube sị, ị chọrọ igbu ịnyịnya ibu a? Ị chọrọ igbu ya? Ọkwa ị ka gotere ya egote kịta, ị chọrọ igbu ya egbu? Hai! Ike gwụrụ Maazị Onukwube na nwa ya nwoke. Ha wee si n'ịnyịnya ibu ahụ rituo. Ha ji ụkwụ gawa n'akụkụ ịnyịnya ibu ahụ were na-ala. Ka ha na-ala, ụfọdụ ụmụ agbọghọ na ụmụ okorobịa hụrụ Maazị Onukwube na nwa ya nwoke wee malite ịchị ha ọchị, na-atụ ha aka na-achị ha ọchị. Ha wee sị Maazị Onukwube, gịnị mere na unu nwere ịnyịnya ibu unu jirikwa ụkwụ nkịtị na-eje ije? Ugbu a ezigbo ike gwụziri Maazị Onukwube kpamkpam. Ya na nwa ya nwoke jizi nwayọọ nọdụ ala na-echezi echiche ka ha mara ihe kara ha mma ha ga-eme. Ha wee kpawa nkata. Mgbe ha kpachara nkata, ha abụọ wee kpebie na ha ga-eleghara echiche onye ọbụla anya ma gaa ihu na njem ha. Ha abụọ wee rigoro n'elu ịnyịnya ibu ahụ wee malite lawa n'ụlọ ha n'udo na ọṅụ. Now we're going to go to ihe mmụta. Kedu ihe anyị mụtara? Write in the comment section if you actually understood the story. But before I tell you the lessons we learned, I'm going to give a brief recap. So Maazị Onukwube and his son, they went to buy a new donkey. And as they bought the donkey, he put his son on the donkey. And then some men saw that child riding on the donkey while his father was walking. And they said, what kind of misbehavior is this? This child does not respect his dad. How can you be sitting on the donkey and your dad is just walking? Where is your honor? They began to say that Maazị Onukwube is spoiling his son. And then Maazị Onukwube took the child down and then he climbed instead on the donkey while his son walked beside him. And then while they were going, some women saw them and they were like, abomination. They screamed, Arrow, how can you do this? How can you be a father grown up and you're sitting on the donkey while your little son is walking under this hot sun? You must be a very wicked man. And then Maazị Onukwube brought, he himself picked up his son and joined the son on the donkey with him while he was on the donkey too. So the two of them were now on the donkey and they continued riding. As they were going, they passed by a group of old men and women sitting outside, and those ones were like, what are you doing, Mazi Onukube? Do you want to kill this young donkey? How can two of you be sitting on this young donkey at the same time? Do you want to kill it? It's still young. Hey, Mazi Onukube came down, and then he also brought his son down. The two of them began to walk beside the donkey as they were going home. While they were going, they saw a group of young men and young women, they started laughing at them, point and say, what kind of man is this? How can you have a donkey and you and your son are still walking? Do you just like to suffer? What kind of thing is this? And they began to laugh at him. At that point, Mazi Onukube had gotten exhausted. He was tired. And then he and his son went and sat down somewhere under a tree, and they began to think. They began to strategize. They had a conversation, and they asked themselves exactly what it was that they wanted to do. And then they made a decision that they are going to both ride on the donkey, and they will ignore every other person's opinion, and they will just go on their jolly way. And immediately they decided that they got on the donkey and they began to ride home in an excited manner with so much peace and so much joy. Now, what lesson did you learn from this story? I've summarized it in English now, so you cannot say you didn't read it. You understand me. Now, write it in the comment section. Tell me what it is that you learned from this story and what stood out to you. I'm also going to share 5 lessons from this story. These 5 lessons are lessons you want to pay attention to, especially because you are children and you will need these lessons as you go through life. All right. Now, lesson number 1. Do not live by people's opinion. People's opinions vary. If you listen to what everybody is saying, you will achieve nothing. Don't live your life by people's opinion. Everybody's opinion, you want everybody's opinion to count. This story, in the story, we saw that people will always have something to say. Yes, no matter what you do. When the son was alone riding on the donkey, they talked. Now the son came down, the father was riding. Hey, wicked man. Now this father took the son, okay, let's ride together. If you want to kill this donkey. And they both decided to walk. While the donkey was walking, people still complained. This is something that should teach you that it is good for you to listen to wise corrections, but don't allow every opinion to control your action, because not everybody will agree with you, even when you're on the right track. Do you see? So that word, that name, Onukube, for that man's name, it means the mouth will be talking. The mouth is for talking. So you must know how to draw the line and say, this is wise counsel, but this one, I don't think is something I want to take. Do you understand? So that's lesson number 1. Egena owani no ente. Egena owante. Because you won't achieve anything. Okay? Now, lesson number 2. Think before you act. Think before you act. Che chiche. Tupu ine-eme ihe ọbụla. Che banye ya echiche. Che maka ya. Think about what you want to do. Tupu imebe ya. The man and his son, Mazi Onukube and his son, they kept changing their behavior based on what people were saying. They never sat down to ask themselves, what is right for us, until the end. So this is something I want you to learn. For everything you want to achieve or something you want to do, I want you to take out the time to think carefully before making that decision. Think about it. Wait. What are the advantages of this thing I'm about to do? What are the disadvantages of this thing I'm about to do? By the time you consider it critically, then you can make an informed decision. Always ask yourself, this thing that my friend is saying or my friends are saying, this thing they want me to do, is it sensible? Is it kind? Is it fair? Does it align with my values? That's the first thing to do. Thinking. Not following every voice around you. Think first, think. Think from the place of who you are, the content of your character, and the value systems that guide you. Do you understand? Chee echiche tupu ị na-eme ihe ọbụla. Okay? Lesson number 3. Not every criticism is useful. See, I want you to open your heart to correction because you're still a child. You will make a lot of mistakes. You need to be corrected. You need to be instructed. You need to be counseled. You need a lot of guidance, right? As a child. Yes, you do. However, you must remember that there are people that criticize you because they truly want to help you. Yet, there are some people that only want to complain, or they want to mock you, they want to judge you. You can see from the entire village, many of them didn't advise them right. These people had one kind of idea, another person had another kind of idea. It's not everyone that will give you a helpful advice. So you should understand the difference between a helpful correction and an empty mockery. Think about these things. Accept good advice, right? Because you need it. But don't carry every negative word into your heart. When someone is advising you and they are mocking you, or their advice is seeming like it wants to control you into what is wrong, you know this is wrong, especially based on the set of values that your parents have guided you and taught you all your life. You have those set of values that have been guiding you. Stick to them. And understand that, ask yourself, this correction I'm getting or this advice I'm getting, does it align with the values that guide my life? If yes, then I think I should go with it. Do you understand? So remember that not every criticism is useful, especially when they are negative. Refuse to listen to negative words. Okay? Lesson number 4. Be confident in doing what is right. Obi sie gị ike. Ịma ha na ife anyị na-eme bụ ife ikwesị ime. Na ife anyị na-eme bụ ife akụziri gị gị mebe n'ezinụlọ gị. Nne gị na nna gị akụziela gị sị gị si otu a na-akpa agwa. Your parents have taught you to behave in this certain way or in that way, and you know that this is the right thing to do. Be confident. Be confident in doing what is right. Mazi Onukube and his son, they got exhausted. They got overwhelmed because they tried to satisfy everybody. And that is the greatest mistake that many of us make. We cannot satisfy everybody. We cannot please everybody. We saw in the story that Mazi Onukube and his son eventually had peace when they did what was right and reasonable. When they sat down, they reflected. And they realized that the donkey may be young, but is strong enough to carry them. And so they said, okay, that's what we're doing. And they were confident in their decision. They didn't even pay attention to anybody else. They just went on home happily. So once you have decided and you know that this is the right thing to do, it doesn't matter how many friends or how many peers are giving you that peer pressure. Understand that you're going to be confident. Make a decision to be confident in doing what is reasonable. Confidence does not mean that you ignore everybody. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying, know when you have made a good decision. Know when you have made that good decision and stand by your good decision. All right? So have an open heart. Have a heart that is receptive. But understand that when I've made a good decision, this is a good way to go. Don't allow, everybody's whispers. See what she even did. See what he's even doing. He's the only one not coming to join us to whatever. And you know that you don't have to do that. Because what they're asking you to do does not align with your values. Then sit still and remain confident. Don't be the one to be intimidated. And then they are booing you, mocking you. And you are feeling shy. You're feeling intimidated. But you are the one that is right. They are the ones to feel shy if what they are doing is wrong. They are the ones to be intimidated if what they are doing is wrong. They are the ones to feel that the guilt. They shouldn't make you feel ashamed for standing by the right kind of values. Do you understand? Don't let that happen to you, okay? And lesson number 5. This is, in fact, the most important lesson of all. You cannot please everyone. You cannot. You don't even have the ability to satisfy everyone. The reason is that people have different things they prefer. If you dance to this person's preference, to another person's preference, before you know it, you become confused. In this story, we realize that trying to please everyone can leave a person confused and leave that person unhappy. Do you want to be unhappy? Do you want to be confused? No. Different people will always have different views, like I said, different preferences. So one person may praise something and another person is condemning. That is why your decision should not come from everybody's opinion. It should come from your values. Do you even have any personal values? If you have a set of values, write it in the comments. Let me hear. I want to read it and see the values you have. If you have a set of values that guide you, maybe integrity, honesty, loyalty, leadership, any kind of values, write it in the comment section and make sure that you are living by it. Do you understand? Don't base your action from everybody's decision and opinion, because their views will vary. You can learn that while it's okay to respect other people, don't lose yourself while trying to make everyone happy. Don't become someone you don't even recognize because you don't even know what is good anymore. This person says, hey, it's good to wear decent clothing, you wear decent clothing. Tomorrow another person, oh no, it's good to wear a touch of crop top and then you wear it. Somebody says, oh, it's okay, there's nothing bad in, and everybody just giving you what they think. Have you sat down with your parents to decide the value systems that will guide your life? I was talking with a child recently, and this child told me something that happened in school. And he said to me, I remembered what we said in Igbo class, one of the videos where the boy prayed quietly. And in that situation I found myself in, I prayed quietly and the answer came and he was helped. So these classes are teaching you values. There are lessons you pick from classes here and you find out that you're using them and it's transforming your life. So listen, those should be the things, those values, those things that you've learned should be the things that guide you. In addition to the things that your parents are teaching you at home. Do you understand? I know you do. Now clap for yourself. And clap for me too. Yes, for bringing you this episode. Don't worry, if you want to learn Igbo from the basics, like from the simple things to the complex things, we got you covered. Batana class, send a message to the email on your screen. We're going to take you from stage to stage. Whether you can't speak at all, whether you can't understand at all, or you are shy, or you don't even know where to start, or you're not consistent. Yes, you learn and then you stop. Man, no consistency. We can help you with consistency, structure, curriculum, and everything else that you need to support your journey. Bata, kai kuzielu no Igbo. Oh, bata na class na asusu Igbo amaka kwan. Asusu Igbo amaka. Just send a mail to the email address displayed on your screen, and we're going to share the next steps with you. But till I come your way next time, remember, na asu Igbo. Obu na ino eba anyị na asu Igbo. Obu bia iga na asu. I'm not saying be perfect. I'm saying be speaking something. Obu bia, obu ututu ọma iga na asu. It was a kakuzi holugi. Ibataze na class ay kuzi holugi nke fọdụrụ. Oh, ngwanụ. Aga m ahụ unu mgbe ọzọ. Till I come your way next time. Don't forget na asụkwana Igbo. Akana gini Igbo amaka. I remain your one and only coach, Princess Enyinna-Okoro. Kodi.
Learn with Coach Princess.